Hello, my name is Harriton Watco, and we're back. Our topic for today is about financial literacy. Now, how do we manage financial literacy when we have no finances? Di ba? Parang ganun lumalabas. And why is it that the rich have so much and the poor have so little? Is it the theory of socialism that must happen? How do we equalize this world where many people live in so much luxury that it's already disgusting, so to speak, and yet the others who live in poverty that stay under bridges with nothing to eat? I'd like to think it's the church's fault for building all these crazy churches. They're so big, and the priests wearing bling blings with a gold cross. I remember that presentation or that TV show by Stephen Sukur, when he asked Cardinal Tagle, 100 meters from here, and you get people sleeping on the street, and here we are in this luxurious place of yours with people serving left and right. How do you manage to live? Does the church need so much money? There you go. Let's ask that question. We have Gabe Maria Gabriel Brillantes, who's with us, who's a financial advisor. Gabe, let me call you Gabe, right? That's your nickname. And Gabrielle, Gabe, okay. What makes the rich so rich, and then we have the poor in the complete opposite side of the pendulum? Why is it that's the case?
Well, the reason why the rich are rich and the poor are poor,
And getting richer.
yes, getting richer and the poor are becoming poorer is because of the financial system, and also how it works for them. Like, for example, you know how when you take a loan from the bank, you know, when, of course, if it's something that you cannot afford, you cannot pay for it. That's why you incur charges, and that's parang mas nababaon ka pa sa utang.
I agree with that. Hindi, kasi ano ba interest rate ngayon? Average, 6 to 8%. And yet, when you put your money in the bank, it's 1/3 of 1%.
Yes.
That's not fair.
Yes.
Why is it that way? So the banks are making more money. We should burn the banks. Di ba?
Well, it's because the banks serve a different purpose. It's not for long-term, growth. Yun yung pang pinagkukuhanan ng everyday needs, everyday expenses. But for your long-term financial goals, you have to resort to financial vehicles that you cannot touch for the long term.
Yun
why.
ang difference.
Yes, that's the reason why the interest rate also is
How
there
does
for the
one
bank.
get that discipline in your mind? Huwag mong gagalawin niya. Ang hirap
Well, like, we see paying for insurances as something of a liability. You know
An expense.
An expense, yes.
Hindi
exactly.
dapat.
It shouldn't be, because eventually it will turn into an asset. But at the moment, you should think of it as like a bill. You pay for your electricity, water,
Correct.
your daily,
Living costs,
monthly,
utilities.
yes, daily, monthly expenses. But do they actually give you returns in the future or in the long run? No. But as compared to financial vehicles, it's something that you just allocate money for, and then eventually, you can get money from it. It will eventually turn into an asset. So it's not actually an expense to you.
Are the banks correct in charging that spread of 6 to 8% and 3/4? Because 1/3 of 1% versus 6 to 8%. Is that correct that they get that much? Or is it only in the Philippines that that's the spread?
Well, I don't think it just happens in the Philippines. I think it happens all around the world. That's the reason why I mentioned earlier that the financial system, it either works for you or against you. So you really have to know how to navigate yourself in the financial system. And that's why financial literacy is very important. Because, like, for example, for the rich, they're the ones who pay on time, who pay more. That's why they get the rewards, the privileges,
Tell us about your program with what you do, more about your strategies, what you propose people follow and do.
Well, when I give my talks, when I talk to people and I visit communities or schools to teach them about financial literacy, I go back to the basic. What is their goal in mind? Because why would you save money, you know? If it makes you happy to buy a Starbucks coffee right now, or like, to splurge right now, why would it be something
Hey,
that
that's
you
the fault of the millennials. My age, we don't drink that stuff. It's too strong. But the millennials, my gosh, believe mo ka how much coffee they can drink, di ba? Go ahead.
Yes, and to think that it's the price of, like, of getting yourself insured on a month, like the daily consumption of coffee. So, first we go back to the basics, like, what do they really want in life? What is their present life stage? How long do they think they're gonna be working? Because they're not gonna be working for the rest of their lives. Who will attend to them once they retire, or
Ah,
once they
Filipino,
stop
no.
working?
My father, my mother, my grandmother is there.
Exactly.
My brothers and sisters, they will work. I will stay in this house and I will be fed. Ma, what's for dinner? Oh, di ba? Parang ganun, ano? That's wrong, right?
Yes.
There is
That's
no
the culture of
independence.
dependence.
That's the
Yes.
culture. So first you teach is culture of independence, meaning you're on your own. Is that what you promote all the time?
Yes. Or at least not to think that you are your parents' retirement fund or your family's retirement fund. I mean, you have to think first for yourself. You have to insure yourself first, because insurance really is not for you. It's for your family. It's for the ones you love. It's protecting them. For example, you're the breadwinner and you earn. They depend on you. So if anything happens to you, if you cannot work on the next day, what will happen to your family? So that's what life insurance is for. Because it's not just about, like, you passing away. It's when you incur an illness, or you totally become disabled and unable to work, or you get hospitalized. So those are the other benefits of life insurance. Meanwhile, the investment aspect is for you. That's for your personal goals.
Ang medical insurance, ano yan, temporary, because that's renewable every year. So if you become incapacitated, although your doctor's bills are taken care of, when you renew, because you can't work, you're incapacitated, you can't renew again. So mamamatay ka na lang 1 year later. Parang ganon. Is that the case? Not necessarily.
Not necessary. That's why you, as early as now, I mean, you could have done it like before, but the next time is today, like, to getting yourself insured and to really protecting yourself when it comes to, in case of uncertainties like those illnesses that I've mentioned.
And the Filipino is still very ignorant of the benefits of insurance.
Yes, because it's not something tangible. It's not something that you can see
Oh,
at the
ako
moment.
feeling ko parang lumalabas ang pera. Anong binabayaran ko?
Exactly.
Ubus na naman ang pera ko. Parang gano'n, ano?
Yes.
How convince millennials? I mean, gee, a great latte at this point that's frothed up with that nicey, creamy sauce that's sweet, like chocolate, di ba? Am I going to forego this now or put this money to the side? No, I want to have my chocolate right now. Parang gano'n, di ba? How are you going to convince the millennials? Parang they're the ones in every Starbucks just sitting there, you know? Ang mahal-mahal pa naman ng kape. Bumili na lang sila 3-in-1, 5 pesos lang, di ba? Parang gano'n.
Yes.
How do you do that? Ang hirap. How are you going to change your culture?
Well,
Buti ka, you're aware. Yes. But how do you convince your peers? Di ba? Ang hirap.
it's like a spare tire in your car, You don't really need it, but when the time that it actually
Good
happens,
point.
it comes, that's
Good
when
point.
you're going to use it. It's not like you're going to look for it once you've needed it. It's the same with life insurance.
That's a nice analogy, a spare tire. You don't want to run with only 4 tires because anything can happen. But how do you bring this awareness to a person who just wants to race to get from point A to point B, and after that, I don't care about point C? In other words, it's fatalistic. Life becomes fatalistic for them. To begin with, wait, I'm trying to remember what I was like when we were your age. Nope, we didn't care about banking either. Did we? Nope, we didn't even care about politics then. Life was just moving forward and going from job to job, whoever paid better. And very few who really went and made themselves happy, except those who were good in school, di ba? Natuto sila. Should we get learned? Should every Filipino learn financial literacy at this point? They should.
Yes.
And where do we go for that? we look for programs like yours.
Yes. And I think it has to start really at a really young age, to value the importance of money. I mean, money isn't
How did you
everything.
realize the value of money? You should be going out dating. You should be in Starbucks, di ba, with sweet drinks. How, for example, what opened your mind, ikaw?
Well, for me personally, when I was in college, I was studying in college, I had...
You're in finance. You enjoyed it.
No, not yet. I was actually taking psychology back in college in Ateneo. And
Wow, layo, psychology to finance.
yes, but it does help. It does help with what I do, with my field. When I was in college, you know how my school is very expensive, right?
Of course, everything is. Ateneo,
It is,
I went to the same school. I'm blue-blooded as well. So how do you,
I had relatives who were really close to my family. They incurred critical illnesses, and it's like every year there's always someone
something's
getting
going wrong.
hospitalized.
It's,
Yes.
it's always the case, every family.
So I wasn't a breadwinner there. I wasn't providing for my family or like helping them in any way yet. So I felt really...
You were an expense.
Yes.
Yeah.
I felt really crippled. Like even if I wasn't really earning anything, I experienced the financial burden. I felt it. I felt the financial shock when it comes to the hospitalization bills and getting treatments and such.
Well, you were obviously not careless with your emotion, and you love your family, so obviously you were part of the emotion and the crisis. But most kids, most millennials, wala. They don't even want to go sa mga patay unless there's food and there's a party after, di ba? I mean, Filipinos, tayo, what do we do? Pagdating sa patay, puntahan doon. I mean, is it a solemn event to mourn the dead or to help celebrate the past life and help someone who's mourning? Or to go and party? It seems to me every time I go sa mga wakes, parang it's a party. Inuman, kwentuhan, pare, kumusta ka na? Oh, patay na pare, wala na eh. Ikaw, anong ginagawa mo ngayon pare? Di ba? Parang ganun eh.
Yes.
So the culture even there degrades itself. It gets worse.
Well, actually, when it comes to millennials, they don't really think about death. I mean, they live in the now, They think that it's still something far off. It's not something that you have to think about. I'm too young at this point. But, that's why you focus on the other hand, that they're very aggressive when it comes to achieving goals. Like millennials, we want it fast. We want to achieve our
Now.
goals instantly. So
Well, that's good.
yes, exactly.
That's better than my time, di ba?
So
Go ahead.
so there, so that's how it could help them, because with what you're doing, with where you're working, and if it's not enough for you to reach all your big audacious goals at this moment, you have to turn to other resources, financial tools or financial vehicles to help you with that.
If I can save 5,000 a month, where should I put it? The bank first.
Yes.
Then how much would I need to look for the first financial instrument? 50,000? 100K? If I have 50K, where should I put it? Hindi na dapat sa bangko. Na, yung I can put aside. Where should I put that? Insurance first.
Yes, you have
Mag-monthly
to
ka na.
insure yourself first. Yes.
How much should I insure myself?
Actually varies from person to person.
Let's say I'm
because you-
25 years old, I'm single, my parents are doing okay, I'm educated, I got a good job, I'm making 25, 30, 35 a month, less taxes, and I don't pay rent yet, I'm staying with my parents. So, pwede ka, you can put away 5 or 7K away. So now I've saved 50, 75K. First insurance.
Yes,
for,
you get yourself
For
a
how
VL.
much?
Like for example, that 50, 70K, if you're open to like allocating that as your investment or savings and investment and then go. But if you want to just get a portion of that, because you have to have an emergency fund as well.
No, assume na okay ka na sa emergency
you're
fund
good
mo,
with that
may
already.
excess ka na, ito, tatabi ko na yan.
Then
Should it be life insurance? I'll go for 10 million to cover myself. I'll go for 20 million. Is that the way to go based on the volume of what you can afford?
yes, it's what's convenient for you. It's because there are three factors. There's money, interest, and time. So it depends on your goal if you want to achieve
But you're going to
big
help me,
gains.
become financial
Yes,
advisor. Okay.
yes.
So you will tell me how to spend or where to invest my
Yes,
75K.
yes.
Where would I spend it? Okay, I don't care. I want to go in the future. Parang ganon. Before I get married, pasok ko na ito. My problem is if I get married, mauubos na naman savings ko because of the wife wants glamorous dress which you'll only wear once, diba? And then you'll invite so many people in a party you don't even know, and everyone's just going to eat on you for free. Worse, they're going to drink on you for free. So it sets you back. Now, okay, you're back to your 25 or 75K, but you got a wife. You got to invest in her life insurance as well. Is that correct? When do you stop and then go to other financial instruments? Let's suppose I've got 200K na. Should I continue to increase the 10, 20 million of my coverage, or what are the investment strategies? I have extra 200K. Where will I go now? I can pay for my insurance. I'd say I have a 10 million insurance. Should I increase it, or should I stock market or whatever?
Yes.
Oh, yes, you mean stock market. Oh.
Yes, once you've covered yourself with the insurance and the benefits that which you intend, because of course it starts with your goals. You're the one who should put a price on your goals. So once you're covered with that, you're
but
protected.
let's suppose I'm
you
very
can
busy making my own money. I'm good at what I'm making money, but I'm not good in making my money. Where would you put it?
You can invest it now to like high risk, high yielding, so that you could.
Pwede na.
Yes, you can be
In other
more
words,
aggressive
you
na.
can play financially.
Yes.
But if you don't know how to read the financial statistics, you would need your advisor.
Yes.
Binabayaran ba yan or part na yun ng commission ng advisor once you
It's
invest?
the latter. Yes, it's the latter.
May commission na siya.
Yes.
You
We
don't
give
pay
our
the
advice
person.
for free, but it's once the client or the person gets insured with us, and we get rewarded from
Ganun na yun.
Yes.
So you reward her internal, it's part of the process.
Yes.
So the idea is to follow your advisor. Eh kung loko advisor mo, kung saan ka pinapupunta, nalugi ka. I mean, how do you get to know your advisor, di ba? What are the criteria? What's the criteria for me to identify, okay, ito malabo, itong tao nito, parating sa casino ito. We have leaders. That's why people with mandates are not allowed to go into casinos, di ba? And yet there's still many who go to casinos. Obviously, greed or talagang sugarol, di ba? Or just plain idiots. We still read about them in the newspaper, di ba? So, in your case, how do I identify? Anong criteria? How should I look at a financial advisor?
It has to be someone, who can establish his or her credibility with working for the insurance company. And
So, dapat
someone
wag
you know
hausyaw.
personally.
Wag hausyaw na kumpanya. In other words, make sure the company is
Established and,
Established.
been there for a long time. And
integrity ng
yes,
company.
integrity, exactly.
Sun Life, for example, where you work, right? You promote that. Maraming financial institutions dito, maraming insurance companies dito. You don't know. Some of them it could be a hoax, right? How do you identify one? So tignan mo yung age, study the age of the company,
Yes.
paid up capital, I guess, or how much they're playing with. I mean, Lloyd's of London was such a big issue in the old days, and yet it collapsed. It's gone. Di ba? And that was the biggest insurer in the world for calamities. And yet, nawala na. Can that happen? Are we still vulnerable for that? I mean, Deutsche Bank is being questioned. It's one of the bigger banks in the world. There are many big international banks that have faulted. Gee, the financial crisis, the last one, the many big banks in America, di ba, were questioned. AIA, maraming financial institutions. Lynch, Merrill Lynch, di ba? How do we protect ourselves from issues like that? You don't.
There's always a risk when it comes to saving and investing.
Hindi ba pwedeng
But-
safe? Lagay ko na lang sa ilalim ng unan ko. Ang pera ko, di ba? Para hindi manakaw ng iba, lalagay ko sa ilalim ng mattress ko. Di ba? A lot of rich do that in the province, the ignorant, those who are not learned. Am I right?
Yes, but it won't grow. Like the parable of the talents. You were you were blessed with something, but you didn't do something about it. So what's the point of
We're not talking about mining, right? We're
Right.
talking about finance. We're not talking
talking
mining. The
about-
parable is not about mining.
No.
Okay.
No,
So,
it's not mining.
in other words, you have to maximize. That's your responsibility.
Yes.
So what? Educate yourself.
Yes, education is key.
Read. Go to a bank, inquire, talk to financial advisors. All the banks, yung mga customer service, financial advisors din yan, ano? Not necessarily.
Some banks, they do offer insurance.
Alam ko, BDO, one side is just them and the other side is just the functions of the bank. But one side, they tell you about the different financial instruments. This is correct, so talk to them. It's very hard to knock on uh, insurance company. Knock and, can I just go up to an insurance company? Hey, I want to know more. Pwede ba yun?
You can check out their website or you can do your research first online. If you really
Research
want.
ka muna.
Yes.
Pero you cannot knock on the office. Oh, I want to know. I have 300,000 I want to invest in here.
You can. Of
Pwede
course, they
yun?
won't deny you.
They won't?
They won't deny assisting you with when it comes to, because you're the one who needs them. So it's like
Kasi parang ang cordon sanitaire of a lot of big companies, especially the head offices. Di ba, they have so many security guards, you know. Should I show my money? Uy, may pera ako dito, pasukin niyo ako. Gusto ko kausapin kung sino pwede. Parang nakakatakot pumasok, no? It's not true.
you have to talk to a financial advisor. You have to reach out to a financial advisor, or maybe the financial advisor will reach out to you. So
If you're lucky to meet someone who wants to teach you.
yes.
So wait for
That's
that
why the role
opportunity
of a financial advisor is really very,
to go around, educate.
Yes.
Okay, we're about to end the program. What message in 1 minute or so you can give to our viewers? This camera.
Okay. For me, education is a great equalizer, and it also has something to do with financial literacy. If you have goals and you don't want to be stuck in your present situation, of course, and you don't want your lifestyle to keep from changing, then it's best that you educate yourself through research or with the help of financial advisor. That's all.
Wow, thank you very much, Gabe, for your very candid presentation. I'd like to congratulate your dad, Attorney Sev Brillantes, for having raised you to have a head on your shoulders. I mean, kaawa-awa lang ang Pilipino, the way I see it, na there's so much ignorance in the system of finance when it comes to banking and finance. I mean, if you look at the statistics, the penetration of banks, I mean, when I go to the farm in Anda, all the way in Pangasinan, which is past Aluminos, where the last real financial bank is concerned, I mean, it's sad. I mean, parang the banks don't play a role. And yet, how many are literate in a country with 100 million people and growing? In a country that produces so much, I mean, sure, we've got a 3.5, 3.7 trillion budget, but that's going basically to the pockets of politicians. Except, well, thank God we've got a president that wants to care, but really, can we depend on a leader, or should we depend on ourselves, as Gabe here has put it? Ang kailangan po talaga, edukasyon, awareness. So, if you want to be insured, or better yet, safe, and you want to learn more how to make your money work for you, like Gabe proposed, go to a bank, look for a financial advisor, talk to people, read, correct? Go to the sites, websites, there are many, and educate yourself. So, there you are. There's the solution. All you need now is money. Maraming salamat po. Thank you, Gabe.